Welcome to Investigation. Now, imagine being so obsessed with someone that you'd confess to a brutal double murder just to prove your love. Sounds like a toxic movie plot, right? Except it's 100% real. This is the story of Jens Soering and Elizabeth Haysom, two brilliant college students whose twisted romance led to a bloodbath, a global manhunt, and a mystery that still isn't fully solved. It starts in 1984 at the University of Virginia. Jens was a brilliant, naive German diplomat's son. Elizabeth was a wealthy, rebellious girl from a prominent Canadian family. Jens fell hard. He didn't just love her, he worshipped her. But Elizabeth's world was dark, fueled by intense family drama, and she dragged Jens right into the center of it. Elizabeth's parents hated the relationship. They threatened to cut her off financially and force her away from Jens. For Elizabeth, this was war. She allegedly convinced Jens that her parents were monsters and needed to be eliminated. And Jens, he was so brainwashed by love, he agreed to a plan that would ruin their lives forever. March 1985. The couple rented a car and drives to Washington, D.C. They buy movie tickets and room service to create the perfect alibi. But while Elizabeth stays behind, someone drives to her parents' mansion in Virginia. Derek and Nancy Haysom are found brutally slaughtered in their dining room. It was an absolute bloodbath. When police interview the couple, they notice Jens and Elizabeth are acting incredibly strange, but they don't have enough to arrest them. Yet. Sensing the heat, they flee the country. They jump across Europe, head to Asia, and eventually end up in London, living under fake names and survival cooking on a budget. But their luck runs out in 1986. British police bust them for shoplifting and check fraud. Once they check their real IDs, the American detectives catch the next flight to London. Here's where the story takes a mind-bending turn. Jens sits down with the cops and confesses to everything. He gives vivid details of the murder. Why? Because he believed that as a diplomat's son, he had immunity and would face trial in Germany, getting a light sentence. He thought he was being a chivalrous knight, saving Elizabeth from the American electric chair. But guess what? He didn't have immunity. He was extradited back to Virginia to face double murder charges. At trial, the ultimate betrayal happens. Elizabeth flips. She denies planning the murder, take a plea deal for accessory, and point the finger directly at Jens, calling him a killer. Jens realizes his mistake and tries to take back his confession, screaming that she was the one who went to the house and killed them while he stayed at the hotel. But it's too late. The jury doesn't buy it. Jens is sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms. Decades later, DNA testing proved that some of the blood at the crime scene belonged to an unknown male, not Jens. He spent 33 years in prison before being paroled in 2019, maintaining his innocence to this day. Elizabeth was released as well. So, what do you think? Did a lovesick teenager commit a brutal crime for a mastermind? Or did he take the fall for a monster? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next investigation.